What's going on, y'all? Today I want to get into a subject that can be a bit confusing to many. What is true motivation? I've been seeing a pattern, and a lot of you keep saying the same thing. Motivation is what gets you going. Motivation is what starts the fire. And even you need motivation to even begin. And I hear you, but I also know a lot of you feel frustrated because that motivation never lasts. You start, you feel good for a day or two, and then you stall. So today, I want to talk to you about something most people never learn: self-motivation. What it actually is, how it works, how you can use it without becoming dependent on it, and how to connect it with discipline to build a life that you're proud of. So let's talk, just you and me, because this message, it's personal. You know, people throw the word motivation around like it's magic, but they rarely stop to understand what it really is. It isn't hype, it's not fireworks, and it's not that loud dramatic moment where everything suddenly changes. Self-motivation is quiet, it's personal, it comes from you, from your own reasons, your values, your own vision. Self-motivation is when you tell yourself, I want to grow. I want to become better. I want to build a life that reflects who I truly am. It's not about excitement, it's about desire. And a desire is stronger than excitement because desire doesn't disappear when the moment fades. You've probably experienced this. You watch an amazing motivational video. You feel unstoppable. You tell yourself, this time I'm really going to change. And then, nothing. The next day, the energy's gone, and you go right back to your old habits. But why does that happen? It's because external motivation isn't built on your reasons. It's borrowed energy. It's someone else's voice, someone else's passion, someone else's strength. And there's nothing wrong with that. External motivation can inspire you, but it cannot sustain you. If your progress depends on something outside of you, the moment that source disappears, your progress disappears with it. Self-motivation, on the other hand, it stays because it comes from your own values and your own identity. Here's the part that people overlook. Self-motivation is born from truth, not excitement, not hype, truth. It comes from the moment you sit with yourself and say, I'm not living at the level I know I'm capable of. I've been settling. I've been holding back. I've been breaking promises to myself. It's that moment of honesty, and that's powerful. Because once you acknowledge truth, you can no longer hide from it. And that honesty, it lights a spark, a desire to rise, to grow, a desire to stop repeating the same cycles. Self-motivation grows from your personal story, your struggles, your past, from every moment you decided you deserved more. I want to be very clear here. Self-motivation and discipline, they're not the same thing. Self-motivation is the reason. Discipline is the behavior. Self-motivation is the voice inside you saying, I want to become better. I want to change. I deserve a stronger, healthier version of myself. Discipline is the action that follows that voice. It's you getting up early. It's you staying consistent. You showing up even on days when you're tired and unmotivated. Think of self-motivation as a compass. It points you in the right direction. But discipline, that's the vehicle that will take you there. If you rely on self-motivation alone, you'll start, but you won't finish. If you rely on discipline alone, you'll stay consistent, but you might not feel connected to your goals. But when you combine the two, that's where transformation happens. Here's something that people don't realize. Self-motivation grows from movement, not the other way around. Everyone waits to feel excited or motivated before they start. But self-motivation actually grows because you start. When you take action, even small actions, you begin to see results. Those results build confidence. Confidence builds belief. And belief builds self-motivation. This means the moment you take responsibility for your life, your self-motivation increases automatically. It doesn't matter how small the action is. What matters is that it's yours. I want to give you something practical here. Self-motivation becomes stronger when you connect it to these three things. Your future. Who do you want to be in a year? What kind of life do you want? What type of person do you want to grow into? Second, your values. What do you stand for? What do you refuse to tolerate in yourself anymore? What matters to you deeply? And third, your responsibility. Not obligations, responsibility. Responsibility is empowering. It reminds you that your life is in your hands. And when you connect your actions to these three areas, self-motivation becomes natural. You don't need hype. You don't need someone cheering you on. You move because it matters to you. As you build self-motivation, something else happens. Your character changes. You start becoming someone who follows through. Someone who doesn't quit easily. Someone who stands on their word. Someone who trusts themselves. And when you reach that level where you know that if you say you're going to do something, you'll do it, you become powerful. Not because of motivation, but because your actions now come from strength and not impulse. That's the long-term reward of self-motivation. You build character, you build identity, and identity shapes your entire future. So let me leave you with this. Motivation matters, but the most powerful form of motivation is the one that you create within yourself. Self-motivation isn't loud, it's not flashy, and it doesn't always feel exciting, but it's steady, it's real, and it's rooted on who you want to become. And when you pair that with discipline, when you show up even when you don't feel ready, your entire life begins to change. If you want a part 2 where I break down how to build self-motivation step by step, how to stay consistent during the low days, and how to use discipline to keep momentum, comment down below and let me know. Because this is just the beginning of the transformation that you're capable of.